Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. In this lesson, we are going to understand the concept of entrepreneurship. Now, we talk about the concept. No, sometimes in the television shows, you see stand-up comedies. Then they come and say, "This is the concept." So you need to understand what exactly is entrepreneurship. The word may look a little complicated, but the concept is very, very clear. Let us read from the NCERT book. An entrepreneur is a person responsible for setting up a business or an enterprise. He has the initiative, he has the skill, he has the innovation, and he looks for what? High achievements. He is a catalytic agent of change and works for the good of people. He puts up new greenfield projects that create wealth, opens up many employment opportunities, and leads to growth of other sectors. An entrepreneur is a person who starts an enterprise and converts a situation into an opportunity. He or she researches for changes and responds to it. A number of definitions have been given of an entrepreneur. The economists view him as the fourth factor of production, along with land, labor, and capital. Sociologists feel that certain communities and cultures promote entrepreneurship. For example, in India, we say that a particular community are very enterprising. Still others feel that entrepreneurs are innovators who come up with new ideas for products, markets, and techniques. Let us understand this. So you need to understand three things. Look at this diagram. Entrepreneur, entrepreneurship, and an enterprise. An entrepreneur is a person. It's a human being. He can think. He is intelligent. A machine cannot be an entrepreneur. A computer cannot be an entrepreneur. A CNC machine cannot be an entrepreneur. A robot cannot be an entrepreneur. He's a person. It's a human being. An animal cannot be an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is a process, is a way of doing things. An enterprise is a result. Let's talk about a simple example. Let's say that there is a provision shop. Next time when you go to the bazaar, you see a shop. You see a person sitting. He's the owner. He's the owner. He is the entrepreneur. If your father is having a business, he is an entrepreneur. If your dad is a owner of a taxi, he drives his own taxi, he's the owner of his own business, he is an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is the business he is doing, the shop that he is conducting, right? Even a hairdressing salon, if you go next time, that is an enterprise. That's a company. Well, there could be a lot of variation in terms of scale. An hairdressing salon can have a capacity for 10 people, 100 people. A person can have a 10 auto rickshaws and he's the owner of 10 auto rickshaws. He's a one person. He would have started with one auto rickshaw. He's a person. But that auto rickshaw company is an enterprise. If a person is having a jewelry shop, if a person is having a clothing shop, textile shop, the textile shop is an enterprise. There are people working, there are a lot of things to be sold, exhibited, and the person owning it is an entrepreneur. So you see this, entrepreneur is a person, entrepreneurship, what he does, he will come in the morning, he will give direction to people, he will procure things, he will decide what price it has to be sold, right? And that place is an enterprise. Simple. Let's go back to the description, what I was reading in the beginning. An entrepreneur is a person responsible for setting up a business enterprise. As I was mentioning to you, once you finish your education, there are two things you can do. You can go and work in an enterprise. You can work for an entrepreneur. Then you are not an entrepreneur. You are working for somebody. He has his business. You have your time. You go, check in, you swipe your card, you mark your attendance, you go and do the work. The boss, the owner, is an entrepreneur. You are an employee. So he is responsible for setting up a business or an enterprise. Let's say that a person knows or he learns driving and he joins as a driver to somebody. He's an employee. The owner pays him a salary of, let us say, 10,000 rupees. He looks around. There are people who are owning a taxi. He goes and parks his owner's car. The owner has gone to shopping. Then there are other drivers. He goes and asks, and that driver says, I'm a owner of my taxi. Then he asks, how did you do that? He say, I was also working for 10 years with somebody. Then what happened? One day I thought, why should I not own a taxi? Then he asked him, how many days, how many or how many years you took? He says, I worked for about 5 years, saved. I borrowed a loan. Then he is asking him, how many taxis have you got? I got 4 taxis. I am driving one. This is my taxi. I own it. My brother was unemployed, so I purchased a taxi. He runs another taxi. And my wife's brother was unemployed, so I gave him a taxi. And my close friend was available. He was also unemployed. He knows driving. He wanted to purchase. So we purchased 4 taxis. I gave a name, XYZ Transport Company, XYZ Taxi Company. I am the owner. I'm also working. So he sets up a business or an enterprise. He has an initiative skill for innovation and looks for high achievement. There are 3 key words. Initiative. Underline the word initiative, skill for innovation, thinking differently. One day I was traveling in an auto rickshaw in Chennai. And the auto rickshaw was completely different. It was very neat. There were some newspapers were there. There were some books were there. There is a book of quotation. And there was a small little place for charging my cell phone. I was curious. I asked that auto rickshaw driver, sir, are you owning this auto? He says, yes. Why things are different? Sir, I want to think what my people want. You know, nowadays they carry a mobile phone. They want to go and charge it. So I put it here. Why this newspaper? See, they would have traveled from somewhere. They want to know what is happening around. So this is this. So yes, the initiative. No, the driver I was talking to you about, the owner, he could have continued for a salary of 10,000 rupees. Every year would have got increment of 2,000 rupees. Every day he will get 400, 500 rupees as maybe tips or whatever it is. But a person with an initiative thinks, why should I not own a taxi? Right? Innovation and looks for high achievements. Now, this auto rickshaw driver I was telling you was highly initiative. He wants to be different, right? He wants to achieve something in his life. He started with one taxi, then acquired one more, then acquired one more, then acquired one more. Who knows? For the period of next couple of years, he may own a fleet of taxis. And what he will do? He may not drive a taxi. He may sit in his office. If necessary, he will drive, but he will give directions. He will decide in which area you will get more passengers, which is the most profitable route, what is that he can do, how he can improve. Maybe he will have a website, right? You go and book. Now, what is happening today? You book for Uber taxis. How things have become easier these days. Nowadays you don't need to own a car at all. Every day you can use a Uber taxi, right? He is a catalyst agent of change and works for the good of people. Catalyst. What is a catalyst? Go and ask your chemistry teacher. They will tell you what is a catalyst. He produces change, but he will not change. That is, he will have an idea. Why should I not start my business? He will ask his friends. I say, why do you want to work for somebody? Why don't you start your own? Look at me, what I'm doing. Right? Catalyst of change. And works for the good of people. He wants to be of service to people. Now look at the auto rickshaw driver I was talking to you about. He wants to be different. He puts up a new green field projects to create wealth, opens up many employment opportunities, and leads to growth of other sectors. I know a good friend of mine who had a passion for cooking, and we used to admire him for his nice recipes. He was working for somebody. He started helping his family members, friends. If somebody does not have a facility to cook, maybe the wife would have gone for delivery. He used to cook his vegetables for one more person, two more people, three more people. He started giving it. Then one day he gets an idea. He takes a small little survey in that place. How many bachelors are there in that place? And what are they doing for their dinner? What are they doing for their breakfast? No, normally these people have a canteen in the office. They will go and eat. Their lunch will be taken care of, maybe even their breakfast, but dinner. So one day he gets an idea. Why should I not serve food? So he starts a small little mess, and he does a small little survey. There are senior citizens, maybe past 70 years, the husband and wife are living alone, their children are elsewhere. And that lady used to cook, but these days she is finding it very difficult to cook. So he offers them, I will give you vegetables, I'll give you curry, I'll give you rasam, I'll give you sambar. You make only the rice, or if you want, even that I will make. And he started a small mess. So he started a new project called, and he gave a name also for that, home delivery mess, something like that. He creates wealth, open up many employment opportunities. In about 1 year time, he was able to engage a cook. He was able to engage a delivery person, right? And leads to growth of other sectors. Slowly, when he is supplying food for about 100 people, then employment opportunity. Now, so this is the concept of entrepreneur. Then what happens? An entrepreneur is a person who starts an enterprise and converts a situation into opportunity, a situation into an opportunity. Now, what's happening today? Pandemic, COVID-19. Couple of months ago, 4 months ago, everybody was in panic. All of a sudden, we were told, clean your hands, hand sanitizers. But hand sanitizers were not available in the market. All of a sudden, the whole city woke up to hand sanitizers. Some people thought, what is in hand sanitizer? There are only 2 or 3 chemicals. It's available easily. And when you go on Google search, it gives you the combination. So they try it out. And they started putting it in a bottle and started selling. I have seen a housewife, she used to make juice. During summer, she will buy mangoes and make mango juice. She will buy lemon and make lemon juice. Initially, she was supplying it to all her friends and relatives. And slowly she got an idea. Why should I not make it and sell it? And she started selling. So there is an opportunity, a situation into an opportunity. That person searches for changes and responds to it. What are the changes taking place in the society? More bachelors are there. They're all from various places. They take a small little apartment. There are senior citizens. They want food. It's an opportunity. A number of definitions will come, but forget about the definition. You should understand. And economists view that the entrepreneurs are the 4th factor of production, along with land, labor, capital. Let's say we have a land of, let's say there are 2 grounds of plot is available. There are labor, there are construction workers are available. There is a money available. Then an entrepreneur comes. Why should I not use my money and buy this land? 10 people want flats. He goes and tells them, I'll promote 10 flats. Would you like to buy it from me? And he goes around. There are construction workers are available, masons, carpenters are available. So the land, the labor, and the capital. Supposing the land, the labor, and the capital are left alone, they will not do anything. They will be there for the next 10 years. An entrepreneur should come there. He finds an opportunity. Can anybody become an entrepreneur? Is that a DNA aspect of it? Is it in the blood? Yes, one sociologist felt that certain communities and cultures promote entrepreneurship. For example, in India, we say that a particular community are very enterprising. Still others feel that entrepreneurs are innovators who come up with the new ideas for products, markets, and techniques. Yes, maybe to some extent it is true. Actually, when you go to some of the provision stores, you will find mostly the provision stores will be run by people of a particular community. Not that only that community people can do it. It so happens that way. Let's say jewelry. Let's say we should make jewelry. A particular community, for various reasons, generation after generation, they were doing it. The grandfather would have done it, the father would have done it, he is doing it, his son is observing him. Like a farmer, right? Even lawyers, for example, doctors, for example, like a family thing. If you go to a fancy shop next time, just for curiosity's sake, if you come across fancy shops, 10 fancy shops, look at who is owning it. I'm not asking you to go into the community, whether it's a Hindu, whether it's a Muslim, whether it's a Parsi, whether it's a Christian. No, I don't want you to do that. See whether the sociologists are right. Some families, for example, are more, what shall I say, suitable, or the better environment, offers a better environment for business. In many families, for example, the moment a person goes to the college, completes, they will encourage, get a good opportunity for employment. There used to be a saying in Sanskrit, Udyogam Purusha Lakshanam. The moment you complete your education, go for employment. But there are some families who will encourage the children to do business. The whole people would have been into the same business. They start opening branches. And the owner will say, my son is just completing education. In about 6 months' time, he'll be out of the college. I want to open a branch for him there, and he will take care of that. And he will, if he has got a daughter, he will get her married to a person who is already in the same business, and that person will manage that business. So maybe there is some justification, or there's some meaning that some families are there. But now what's happening? Many people are coming out to do their own business. You know why? The opportunities are becoming wider and wider. More products and services are coming. People want more things. More things. We want a mobile phone. We want an app. We want a motorbike. We want a television. We want a tape recorder. We want this. We want that. New products are coming. Go and ask your father and mother 30, 40 years ago, how was their life? Simple things were there. New avenues are coming. Next time when you go to a multi-departmental stores, you will come across, you go to the vegetable area, you will find cut vegetables. I don't know, next time I want you to go to the kitchen and start helping your mother cutting vegetables. It takes time. Today, father and mother are both working. By 8 o'clock, they should be out. And maybe there's a small little school going child there. Half an hour is a big job. So next time the mother goes to the shop, she buys cut vegetables. Straight away, they can put it in a vessel and cook it. Fast foods are available today. If you want noodles, yeah, there's a small ready-made noodle pack is available. All that you need is only hot water, and you boil hot water, pour it, noodle is ready. Right. Now I was talking to you about the hand sanitizers. It's easy to make. I can give you a lot of examples. For example, a person started a small company to make textile soap, textile soap. You know, big companies like Godrej, by Hindustan Lever, they were making soaps. But this man also started making soaps. He started selling soap to nearby places, then in that small little town, and that next town, next district. Now he's a big competitor for Hindustan Lever and Godrej. So this is the concept of entrepreneurship. This is the concept of entrepreneur. This is the enterprise. In the next class, we're going to understand who is an entrepreneur. What are the qualities of an entrepreneur? A small little exercise. Think about how many enterprises are there, how many companies you are aware, who is the owner. So link, this company is an enterprise, owner, entrepreneur, and the way he is doing business, entrepreneurship. This is the link. In the next class, we'll know the qualities and what are the functions of an entrepreneur. All the best.